Hey, Professor Z here. In this video, we're going to talk about setting up your portfolio website on Weebly. So Weebly is a really powerful website tool. It's what we call a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And it has a lot of built-in features that are very simple to use, especially for people that have never created a website before. So let's dive in. Now, first of all, to get started, go ahead and go to Weebly.com. That's Weebly.com. Now, I'm assuming for most of you, this is your first time creating a website, so you're going to have to create a new account right where it says sign up here. If you already have one, because maybe you did it in another class or something, you can go ahead and log in. If not, click on sign up, and it's going to bring you to a sign up page where you'll create a new account for your Weebly. Now, this is now powered by Square. Square purchased Weebly a couple years ago, so if you have a Square account, you can also use that. And once you go ahead and create it, you're going to have to do a verification email and everything. But once you get in, you're going to get into your website creator. Now, I'm here logged in on my website. So the class website, that a lot of your information for your class is going to come from a website powered by Weebly. I actually use this for my professional website as well. On the back end, this is what it's going to look like once you have a website set up. And you can see I actually have several websites set up. You can have multiple free websites. Make sure free, do not pay for anything, are in here. So these are all the different ones and a bunch of ones I just have created as an example for creating a class. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new site and walk through the setup process with you. So I'm going to hit add site. And when you're creating your new website, you're first going to get to this option here. I just need a website, or I need a website to sell stuff online. Now, in this class, we're not creating a store, so you can just go ahead and I just need a website. And now Weebly has a lot of built-in templates to start with. Now, don't get distracted by all the photos and everything, because you're going to be erasing a lot of the stuff in these templates and starting from scratch. But you can, click through and see some different setups and what they look like. So business-oriented websites or portfolio-oriented websites. This is kind of what they will look like. You can even click on one and see what a preview of that website is. And that preview is not loading for some reason. Let's try this one. There we go. Here's a preview of that website. And don't worry about if you don't like the website after you choose it. You can always change it. It's very simple to change the entire template of your website just by choosing a new theme once you've selected one. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pick, I'll pick this one right here. Oh, that's not working. Let's, I should still be edited. Let's pick this one right here. All right. So then I'm going to hit start editing, and it's going to go ahead and load up a new site. Now, once we get here, first thing, it's actually asking me to create a domain. So for your portfolio website, I suggest using your first and last name or some sort of combination thereof. That way, one, I know whose website it is when I'm looking at it, and it's very professional that way. Now, I probably can't use I've already done mine a bunch of times. So I'm going to do this and hit search and see what happens. Now, these ones right here, so I put in my first, middle initial, my last name here, and showing what's available, or look down here. So all of these you would have to pay for. These top choices, if you chose one of these, those are paid websites. It says included free with a 1-year plan. Avoid those. Come down to where it says subdomain, because it's going to be yourname.weebly.com. And that's a free with Weebly branding on your website. So let's start there. Once you create a professional website later on in your life and you need a real domain, you can always pay for it later. But for this class, we want to stick with the free. So I'm going to hit choose and say done. So now in here, this is the website builder. And we have a toolbar on the left here with all our different options that we can choose from for creating our website. And we have a toolbar along the top. So when we're in the build tab, that's where we see all the build options here under basic and structure, media, e-commerce. We're not going to worry about that. And there's a more, which has some more stuff down here. These things with a lightning bolt, these are paid options, so you'd have to have an upgraded plan for that, but we're not going to use those anyway, so it's not that big a deal. We're going to mostly use stuff in the basic area. We're also going to use this YouTube one right here, and maybe some structural stuff if you want to play with the size of your website. Going across the top here, we also have pages. Now these are the pages that are going to be on your site. So where it has these names, home, my work, about, contact, that's how you create them right here. Now we can add more. We can also rearrange these. You can see if I rearrange them, it'll change what's in the front here. So these are all things that we can change. There's an about page here. I can click on that and do lots of things. So we're gonna play with these in a moment. I'm just gonna go across the top first. And then we have the theme page here. So again, we're in a light theme. We can change it to the dark theme if we want. We can change our theme. Like I said, you can always go back and I don't like the theme. I'm going to choose a different one and just click on it and change it instantly. You can also change the fonts in your theme. So you can go very granularly and customize all these different font settings if you wanted to. And you have the other theme options as well. Full body width, header gradient, different things to have a lot of fun with it. The apps tab, you're not going to use this. This is for if we wanted to build on for e-commerce sites. Don't even worry about that. Settings, I do want to go in here. So right here, my site title, I want to rename this. Give it a name, maybe add media to it or CM102, something that creates it. Because when you change that, the top of your browser here where it has, see in my tab here where it has the name of my website, that's where it pulls it from by giving it a site title within here. So if you do that, it's going to have a site title. And there's other settings in here, some of which you can't change unless it's paid, but it's good to familiarize yourself with some of this stuff and just go through. You can, time zone, look, I'm not there. I'm in a different time zone. I'm Eastern time. So let's move that to be Eastern time zone. It probably doesn't make a lot of difference for what we're doing on the website, but there's different things you can look through. And there's SEO, that's your search engine optimization keywords for people finding your site. You can add editors to your site, different members of your site. Again, if you had apps, they'd be here, and your blog settings if you had a blog set up. There's also a great help menu here, so you can go and get support. But let's go back to pages. So we're going to start by actually deleting some pages and then creating new pages from scratch. So in this instance, I'm going to leave the about page. So we have an about, let me go back here. We have the about page, we have a contact page, we have my work page and a home page. But that's not the pages we want for this website, for this class anyways. So I'm going to go to pages and I'm going to click on the home page and hit delete. Yes, I want to delete it. I'm also going to delete the my work page. And I'm going to delete the contact page. What I'm leaving right now is the about page, which I'm going to rename home. So I just clicked on it. All I did was click on it here, and then I can change the name of it. And you can see there's different options down here. First of all, I don't want to hide it in navigation. That would make it not visible to anybody. We can also change whether or not we have a header or no header or a splash screen. So the header is the image that's usually at the top of the page. I'm going to turn no header on, and that actually gets rid of some room up here, and now we have a little bit more space. And now let's go back. I'm going to just go back here, and we're going to create pages, and then we'll go back and customize things afterwards. So to create a new page, we hit the plus button here, and we have some different options. We have standard page, blog page, category, product. And these are more for shopping. External page link, so if you wanted something to go external just from the menu bar, you could do that. And we also have menus. So if we had subpages, and I have that on my website here actually, where we have menus that have things that drop down, right? These are our menu pages that can have things embedded within them. But for right now, we're just going to create a standard page, and we're going to call it photos, and I'm going to take away the header and hit done. And then we're going to create another page, standard, call it videos, no header, done. And I'm going to create one more page, call it Photoshop. no header, and done. And now I have 4 pages, and we can always add to them if we need to. And we can always rearrange them. So maybe I want Photoshop to be after photos and make it alphabetical. There, one-stop shop, and I did it already. And on my home page, here's my home page. Now you want to go to the build tab. Now we can change things around. Now obviously this is not me. And I'm going to go ahead and change this. So I can click on here and I can say replace image. And now I can navigate to an image of myself on my computer, or I can drag it here into this area. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Finder window and go to my Dropbox folder, which is where I believe I have this photo. And I'm going to use this photo right here and drag it in here. Upload complete, and there, it changed my photo. And then I can come in here and I can change this text to, Professor Stryovi really enjoys making websites. And I can say my education is oops, I keep forgetting to capitalize the H. I go Masters in the Arts of Teaching. That's what it's called. And I can add skills. So you can edit this. You can make it look however you want. Now these are things that are already in this part here, right? They were here when we started. I'm actually going to delete this. So view my work. That goes to a link that doesn't exist anymore, first of all. Any of these different fields, this is a text field, this is a title field with some text. As you can see, as I hover over anything, a blue box appears around it, which allows me to do a couple things. This top left arrow, if I click on it, allows me to copy it or move it to another page on my website. So if I want to reorganize my website, it's like, well, actually, I really want that video over here, or I need it in both places. I can either move it or I can copy it to another location, which makes it really handy. If I'm on this page, I just want to move something, this little handle in the middle here lets me move this up or down, and wherever that blue line is where it's going to drop in. And now I've changed it. Or if I just want to get rid of something altogether, there's an X button right here. I can click on that. It's going to say, are you sure you want to delete it? I say yes, and it's gone. So that's kind of how we can move things around. And if I need to add anything in, say I want to add a title in. So this is a title here. Let's delete this title and we'll add a new title back in. Ready? So if I wanted to add that title in, I just click and drag this in. There's the title, and I can click in here, About Me. And in here you can see all the familiar features of editing. I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, I can change the color of the font if I wanted to. I can make it centered, bold, right? I can italicize it, underline it. So all those things that you're familiar with, you have an undo and redo option as well. They're right there, right in front of you when you click on that area. Now, once you're done editing, none of this is live yet. If I were to go to the website that we created at the beginning, you would still see the original part. In fact, if I can remember what it was, I believe it was keithmstryovi.weebly.com. Nothing's even there because we never published. After you make a change and you want it to be live, you have to hit this blue button at the top right that says publish. And when we do that, it's going to take a moment. And now, here we go, you're published. And in fact, if I hit refresh here, it shows it right there. Or you can click on this link right here. It's going to show you the website. Now all these other pages right now are going to be blank because we didn't put anything there yet, and that's fine. as we go through the class, we're going to start adding things to those. And for each one of those lessons, we're going to talk about how we do that. So like photos, we're going to be using the photo gallery a lot because that's a really great way to show off your images. For the videos, we'll be using the YouTube link because you can just drag this YouTube feature up here. And then when you click on here, you can just paste in a link to any YouTube video and it'll populate on your website. It's a very easy to use tool. But that's the very basics of how we're going to set up your site. Oh, make sure you actually change the title here too, right? Change your title wherever it is. Oops, that is not how I spell my name. There we go. Oh, really can't spell my name. There we go. Make sure you go through and do those little things, making a nice about page. So you're going to have your home page, which will be your about information. We're going to add to that later on as well. You're going to have a photos page, a Photoshop page, and a videos page. And that's how you're going to start your website. And once you do this, hit that publish button and copy that link that generates here. We're going to copy this link, and that's what we're going to submit on Blackboard for the assignment. So that way I can save all the websites so I can view the work during the semester. And that wraps up this short video about how to create your website in Weebly.